Why am I being on Twitch? I'm being recommended Project Melody.
Oh, really? Dude.
Yeah.
It's probably IP based then. I mean, what? Why? Today, everybody, I am going to be ranking all of the items that you can get in a robot named Fight from shrines, but I'm going to be ranking them specifically for the 100% Mega Map category. Alright, I'm gonna kick this shit off right. Let's start off by telling you all what the tiers are going to be. This is best tier. This tier is for the best items in the game. All of these are best for the Mega Map 100% speedrun, and they're basically essential items for any good run. Or items that when you get them, they make the run the run. If you're having a good run, this item is in it. That's a fact. And if your good run doesn't have this item in it, you have one of the other, or two, or three of the other items on the best list. A tier. This is for good items that aren't quite the best items. They're either being held back because they're not as powerful straight up, you don't get them as consistently from the shrines, also known as good items but in the random shrine pool, yuck. You know, just items that are all around good. B tier is where items stop being really good and start being just like passable. In B tier you can also look forward to items that are good but in the random shrine pool or cost way too much. Right? This is pretty bad. In C tier, this is the trash items. These items are garbage. As a matter of fact, trash tier. Like they're just objectively bad for your run. And if you get them from a shrine, they're from random pool. And then D tier, Maximon snuck in. Maximon just kind of ended up in here. Now, not only am I ranking the best items, but I'm also ranking the shrines from best to trash. Now, how am I ranking the shrines, right? So I'm ranking the shrines from levels of usefulness. For these shrine levels of usefulness, I won't be taking random pool items into much account just because random pool items are kind of trash a lot of the time. And they're inconsistent, so if you're looking for something in particular, like Tier's Horns from Tier, there are 3 better items that I'll talk about that you get from Tier anyway. Now, without further ado, this is Watch Mojo's top 10 items in a robot named Fight. Hey guys, post-editing Xander here. I'm up at 10:30 in the morning. I've actually been up all night editing this video just to get it out so that everybody can enjoy it. And I was wondering if you'd look and see if you're subscribed. Hey, you're watching the video, right? And if you're enjoying it, might be a good idea. But if you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Enjoy the rest of the video. Number 10. The number 1.
Oi, if you were to make a top 5 even numbers, would you honorary mention number 5?
No. So let's start off with items that are objectively the best items. If you're having a good run, this item is in it. That's a fact. And if your good run doesn't have this item in it, you have one of the other, or 2 or 3 of the other items on the best list. Now again, this is only for shrines. This is not traversal items or lock items tier list at all. So keep that in mind. Artifact map. Artifact map, what does it do? So artifact map lets you see where all of these static items are on the map. Static items being like a traversal item, an item that you get as like a side item, basically anything that isn't a stat boost from like a wall or some shit, a shop, a shrine, or a scrap, also in walls and shit. You can get it pretty consistently from Zervan, and I do often. And for that, I'm going to put it in the A tier. Next up, Artifice Beam! So Artificer Beam, it's trash. Artifice Beam is garbage. It's terrible. Why would you ever use this? It is a bad item. You should not use this item. Artifice Helmet. The Artificer Helmet is really fucking good. The moment that you pick up the Artificer Helmet, you gain some small number of scrap, probably proportional to the amount of health upgrades you have, and you're instantly, and I mean instantly, more powerful. You're faster, you're stronger, you hit harder. The downside, you need scrap to function, instead of health. But that's okay. There are plenty of items in the game that let you get scrap more easily. It's very good, and I would definitely recommend that you pick this up in your 100% runs, because you have to. However, it's inconsistent, because it's in the Shrine's random pool, I believe.
Hold it!
Well, actually, Xander, you were wrong. And it says right here in the notes. You can purchase the Artifice Helm from Hephaestus for 18 gray and a blue scrap. Not in the random pool. It is in a random pool, probably, but I don't know that for sure. What I do know is that it is right here, black and white, clear as crystal. What do you got to say for yourself? Well, shit, man. I guess I'm wrong. Jeez. Attack Boost Aura. Attack Boost Aura is incredibly useful. You know what? I'm gonna put a tier. I'm gonna put in a C tier. And then recolor Trash tier to something terrible, like pink.
Wait, no, that color is a good color.
Yeah, but the items in it are trash.
Oh.
Attack Boost Aura is objectively very good. It's not one of the best, but it's definitely better than the Artifice Helm because it's consistent. You get it from Bulug Chapter consistently. Attractor Helm. If I remember correctly, Attractor Helm is in a random pool. Attractor Helm is in Zervan's random pool. That makes it a C tier. It's actually trash on this list. It is garbage. Never go for this. Next up, Aura Bolts. Aura Bolts don't add that much more damage to your attacks, but they let you hit through shit, and the aura gets bigger proportional to your bolt. So does the damage of the aura, I believe, gets better. Aura Bolt is very good, and I would suggest it to anyone who wants to nuke the Mega Beast. A tier. Auto Turret. A turret that shoots automatically at enemies. Now, if this was the previous patch, I would say that this is easily one of the most trash items in the game, bar none. Because what it does is it automatically shoots at your opponent. Why is that bad? Because iframes for enemies were a thing. So it would activate iframes with its pitiful damage, and so you would not be able to kill an enemy with things that are actually useful. However, iframes were removed. That makes this a lot better. However, you get it from Orpheal, and you get it from the Orpheal random pool, so it's a C tier. It adds damage, but if you're using the Orpheal random pool, you're wasting your scrap. Big Bolts. I like Big Bolts, and I cannot lie. That was a lie. Big Bolts is alright. It lowers your fire rate by a lot, though. It raises your damage, lowers your fire rate, but the damage boost is massive. I'd put it in C tier. Don't go for this on purpose. It's mostly in random pool for Bulug Chapter if you want it. I wouldn't. Go for it. I wouldn't. There's just no reason. B tier.
You're really trying to drill that in, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go for it. It's not worth it. Don't. Don't.
It's trash. Boss Map. Boss Map is objectively bad. It's not trash because it's still useful, but it's objectively bad. Why? Artifact Map, if you have a brain in your skull, already tells you where the bosses are likely to be. And Mega Map only has one terrain generation style right now, which means that you're gonna know where the boss is roughly anyway. They're always close to the save point in Area 1, or in Coolant Sewers. They're usually close to the save point in caves. Once you've played enough, you'll know exactly where the boss spawns in every area. Bulug Chapter. Bulug Chapter has a variety of useful items in his shrine pool. Bulug Chapter has Tri-Orb, Lil Bulug, which is terrible, Mecha Pyro, which is alright, Machine Gun, which is, you'll see, Radial Bolts, Scattergun, Wave Bomb, Mega Attack, Big Bolt, Toxin Cloud, and then just a bunch of various random things in the random pool. You're not going to use this often. You know why? You value your scrap, and he's got Lil Buluk in like 17 places. C tier. Area 3 map. C tier. Area 3 map generates the same way every time. When you go down into Area 3, just go right, then go left. You don't need a map. Burst Pauldron. Burst Pauldron can be extremely useful. Burst Pauldron deals a large area of damage around you whenever you get hit by anything. Not just contact, not just projectiles, any attack. Which means that if you're using something like health to scrap, you can easily nuke down a boss with this. Take 1 damage, deal 1,000,000 damage. Very good, underutilized weapon. However, I believe it's in the, it's in a random pool, so it's a little... Yeah, okay, it's in the Wadjet Mikhail pool. Wadjet's random pool is kind of an open bag. You can go for it if you're not going for Search Burst, but if you're going for Search Burst, you should use Watch It Mikhail and get the homing bolts as well. Even if it just means you're taking the homing bolts out of Tier's pool, which is always a good thing. Buzzsaw Orb. Buzzsaw Orb is like a Binding of Isaac sacrifice dagger, except bad. It doesn't do enough damage. It does a lot of damage, but it doesn't do enough to justify getting that close to enemies in a game where you shoot. And Fight doesn't move snappy enough for you to just hug an enemy like it's Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's not good. Buzzsaw Gun. This may or may not have been removed from the pools ever since it was made a traversal item, but I don't think it matters, because it wouldn't show up anyway. It is not consistently found in any pool. It is one of those that is in a random pool, I believe. Yeah, Buzzsaw Gun is found in Tier's random pool, which is why I'm actually going to put this in B tier, because it's very good, but its availability is a bit scuffed. Area 1 map. Area 1 map is a solid A tier item. Area 1 map you are going to get often. Area 1 map is going to help you if you get it early enough. Area 1 map is going to help you if you get it later and you haven't full cleared Area 1. It's good. In Mega Map, you're clearing out a third of the map, basically. It's very good. And the zones are easy, so going back into them is easy. Celestial Charge. Celestial Charge is in Hephaestus pool? Is it guaranteed? Celestial Charge is in Hephaestus pool. Celestial Charge is a very good item. It's one of the only reasons Hephaestus is still a shrine, and not just like an empty room in a dead end. Celestial Charge makes you invincible, and you damage enemies when you touch. It's poggers. You get this, you run through rooms with dash, you don't give a fuck about anything. Spikes? Fuck it. Eat rooms? Fuck it. Enemies that deal 500,000 damage in a hit and chop your block off?
Yeah.
They don't do that. Because you're fucking impervious. Chrome Dome. Chrome Dome is in a random pool. I know this for sure. Chrome Dome is okay, but it's in a random pool. It's not as good as any of these items. It's just Chrome Dome. It makes shops cost less. If your shops are bad, it's bad. If your shops are good, it's okay. Don't be bald. Cloaking Device. Cloaking Device is a waste of a use item slot. The only reason it's not trash is because I genuinely believe that enemies not being able to target you can be useful in like the 7 rooms in the game where enemies actually target you. Crystal Shell. Give me a second. Crystal Shell is bad. It's worse than trash. It's the worst item in the game, and it's in a shrine pool. It's probably the single greatest reason why you never use Hephaestus random pool. Because if you get this in a run, no matter what part of the run you're in, it's gonna make your run like 75% slower. Because it doubles the contact damage you take, with the caveat of reflecting projectiles. You can't damage boost anymore, and one blue elite that just comes out of the fucking top ropes, looking at you, Dodo, and Coolant Sewers, fucking will instantly kill you. Speaking of Coolant Sewers, there's the music. Damage Boost Aura. A tier. It's better than this because it deals damage. Your fire rate stops being as useful at a point, but your damage slams them right in the face. Just like that. Deadlock Boots. Deadlock Boots are a solid B tier. Yes, they were in the random pool, but they're in Tier's random pool, which is not good. But they're very good because they stop you from taking knockback. Why is that good? Because you just get to walk through enemies without thinking about it. You're just like, ow, and then move on. Energy Axe. It's not as big of a waste of the slot because it actually deals damage and it can kill things above you, which is good. It can also kill things through walls, which is good. But there are things like Celestial Charge, Search Burst that you'd rather have in that slot than the axe. It's still better than the Cloaking Device though. Energy Boots. You don't get this off, and you don't want to get it from the Shrine pool. Okay, Energy Boots is in the Wadjet Mikhail random pool. Wadjet Mikhail's random pool is a large pool of good item. This is a good item, but your odds of getting it are low, because the entire Wadjet Mikhail random pool is good, and you're gonna use the shit out of it for any of the items on the list, including Mega Speed, including Master Map, including Energy Boots, Burst Pauldrons, Cave Map. There's just so much good shit in this Shrine's random pool that, like, if you pull out of it and you get Auto Turret, you reset because you feel bad. Auto Turret feels bad, man. Energy Orb. Don't go for this. If you find it in a run, randomly, like, outside of a shrine, pick it up for your 100%. Don't spend money on it. You get plenty of energy from killing enemies. And this thing waits for you to stand still, basically. You're doing a speed run. You're not here to stand still. Energy to Health Chip. Energy to health ship is very good. It's in Zervan's pool, and unless you already have a master map, you're not using Zervan's pool for anything other than mapping. Explorb is just bad. Area 2 map. Area 2 map is potentially the best map besides Master Map in the game, because Area 2 is the worst kind of area to have to traverse blind. The enemies are harder. The hardest enemies in the game, comparative to your progression, are in Area 2. And it's winding, and it interconnects with every zone except top zone. It's just harsh. Fragment Shot. Fragment Shot is it's in the tier item pool, and it's completely, totally useless if you have Piercing Shot and Phasing Shot. It anti-synergizes with things by being disabled. It's kind of a B tier item, but it helps room clear if you don't have either of those things. Hand of Hephaestus. It's another equipment item in C tier. Wow, would you look at that? Equipment items in C tier. Who would have thought? Hazard Shell. Hazard Shell's aight, but Hazard Shell is in the... Would you believe it? Hazard Shell, it's in the Hephaestus random pool with Crystal Shell. So you're risking your balls. Oh shit. I forgot I said that. To get this. And if you don't have balls, you're risking your vagina. And if you have neither, I don't know what you're risking. What do you got?
Your life.
Your life. Health boost. Health booster is an A tier damage upgrade. It's proportional to your health, which makes it very good. The higher health you have, the more damage it deals. Anti-synergy with Black Key, but that just means that your damage is across the board pretty good if you get Black Key. But you're not getting Black Key from a shrine. There's no Maximilian Dude shrine. This thing just kind of like drops health randomly. It's pretty good. Health Orb. Less trash, simply because you can get health ups in boss fights from, like, Meat Monster, bitch. This octangle here is Hephaestus, right? Hephaestus is trash tier. As I've already detailed, Hephaestus is a trash tier shrine. Why does it exist? Celestial Charge. This is a Celestial Charge machine. You use it to get Celestial Charge and to get a blue scrap if you have a red and a green. Otherwise, it's completely useless. The random pool is garbage because of Crystal Shell. And the other items in the random pool aren't great either. Hive Bolt. We stand Hive Bolt here. Hive Bolt turns enemies killed by your bolt into a hive.
Whoa.
Not into a hive, into a nanoswarm. Nanobot. And nanobots seek out enemies. They'll even fuck someone's existence. If they have invincibility, they'll just stack up on top of the enemy until they come out of invincibility, and then the enemy will instantly die. You'll notice this most with the fucking Beak Lord robot-ass enemy that you find in Factory. Forget its name. Next up, Hive Helmet. Hive Helm doubles the effects of any nanobot that you get. It doubles the amount of nanobots from every source, which is good, but reliant on nanobots, which makes it bad. Or which makes it inconsistent. It's also in the random pool of Orphiel. And Orphiel is one of those that has a decent random pool. There's a lot of items in Orphiel's random pool. You kind of want Orphiel's random pool items, though. Unless they're Auto Turret. Or Shoot Orb. Shoot Orb's bad. Homing Bolt. Homing Bolt is in the same slot as Search Burst, which makes it worse because you could get it instead of Search Burst. And Homing Bolt's self-explanatory. Health to Scrap. Health to Scrap is a decent equipment item. If you have a good health build, if you have burst pauldrons, if you have Deadlock Boot, if you have traversal items in general that do a burst of damage whenever you take damage, then this lets you proc them on your own. This also lets you damage boost through enemies that deal a lot of damage with invincibility frames while only taking 1 damage. Hunter Killer. Hunter Killer is meh. Hunter Killer would be trash, would be absolutely terrible. But Hunter Killer is better now for kind of the same reason Auto Turret is, because invincibility frames are no longer on enemies. Lousy Bolt. Lousy Bolts are extremely good. They increase your damage by big bolts amount without lowering your fire rate, the caveat being that the bolts shrink over time, dealing less damage. You're going to be playing closer to your enemies with this, but that's okay. You generally aren't going to be in too much trouble. It is a bit of an anti-synergy with saw blades, though, because the projectiles will shrink. Laser Beam. Laser Beam is not something you go for. It's in random pools, and it's on Bullock Chapton and Tier. Bullock Chapton you're already scared of using because you could get little Bullock who will just eat your scrap and laugh at your face. And with Tier, you already have like 7 options that are better than a Laser Beam. Laser Orb. Surprisingly, worse than Laser Beam, because you get no agency over this one, or limited agent. In a robot named fight, The best fire rate that you have until a certain point comes from rapid tapping the button, as opposed to holding the button down. This thing requires you to hold the button down. This is not like Isaac. You do fire faster by spamming. And now here we get to my favorite nemesis, Lil Buluk. Lil Buluk is trash. Lil Buluk ruins Buluk Chapten's entire shrine for me. Lil Buluk grabs scrap out of the air and can turn them into two things. One thing that it turns your scrap into is an attack boost blessing, which is okay. For 8 scrap, that's terrible. And then, the other thing it does is it'll randomly use radial bolts once after 8 scrap. That's not useful. You're collecting scrap because you've killed the enemies in the room. You're not collecting scrap because there's a whole fuckload of enemies in the room to hit. It's useless. Lil Buluk is bad. Don't pick this up. As a matter of fact, the only reason you picked this up is because you're fiending for Mega Attack. Trash. Lil Orphe. Lil Orphe is bad. Lil Orphe is Moth Orb, but worse. That's a fact. Phantasmal Orbs are not good enough to warrant eating up an insanely large amount of scrap to give you the same amount of orbs as Moth Orb does. It's just not good. Lil Hephaestus. Lil Hephaestus can actually be useful if not for the high price that you pay for it. The Hephaestus costs us 6. Lil Hephaestus can give you Celestial Charge Effect. Lil Tier. Lil Tier is the single best little fucker in the game, and one of the best items in the entire game. For the low price of 3 scrap, he'll either give you some kind of beam effect, I don't remember which one it is, but it's good, or he'll give you damage. Straight up damage blessing. This damage blessing stacks really high, by the way, and 3 scrap per room is easy pickings as long as you're not getting hit. If you have Hand of Hephaestus plus Little Tier, then you are going to gain stats mega fast. This, Lil Wadjet. Wadjet Mikhail can give you speed. Wadjet Mikhail belongs in C. Lil Zervan, B tier. Lil Zervan is not, by any means, the best, but Lil Zervan, for a pretty decent price, I believe Zervan is 5. For 5 scrap, it can use Search Burst. It can also give you a temporary regeneration effect, which makes it good. Machine Gun is trash. Even after the changes they made to iframes, Machine Gun's still bad. Master Map belongs in A tier. Here's why. Master Map unlocks the full potential of your map. It unlocks your full map. However, it is not in any guaranteed place. Master Map is in the random pools of Zervan and Wadjet Mikhail. Master Map, as an item, uncovers the whole map, which includes, and is not limited to, the Mega Beast Core, Zone 0, Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and Glitch Realm. It unlocks everything, or opens up the entire map's revealedness, which means that you can beeline for items all day long. It's perfect. Mecha Pyro. Mecha Pyro's in random pools. It's not super useful, it just increases the time that buffs stay around, but you're going to be chaining buffs from killing elites as you zoom through the map anyway. Mega Attack. Mega Attack would be S tier. It would be best. It would be one of the best items in the game. However, I'm gonna have to put it in A tier because Lil Buluk exists, and they're on the same order. Lil Buluk is bad. Mega Damage, however, doesn't have any competition in Tier's pool, and it's one of the best items in the game. Mega Energy is meh. It's more energy. Mega Health it's in the Zervan pool, but it's good. Mega Shot Speed is trash. It's shots, but mega. It's not used. Mega Speed goes up here with Mega Health, for the reason that Mega Health and Mega Speed are both useful for the speedrun. Moth Orb. I can't put Moth Orb in trash. As a matter of fact, I can't even put Moth Orb in C tier. Moth Orb is at the bottom of B tier, because Moth Orb gives nanobots, and nanobots are good. It also picks up scrap. It just doesn't pick up scrap as quickly as Shrine Fox. So Shrine Fox, better. Nanoswarm Generator uses energy, gives you nanobots. Would you look at that? It's another use item in C tier. XO9 Orpheal. Orpheal's trash. Orpheal's Altar, on the other hand, is a solid B tier. It's better than any of these use items. It turns nanobots into stat boosts. Penetrative Shot. Penetrative Shot is an A tier bolt upgrade. Penetration in this game, in a robot named Fight, just means you're dealing more damage. You're going through enemies, you're dealing multiple hits of damage to longer bosses, you're doing more. Personal Teleporter is a gimmick. It belongs in C tier because you're never using Zervan for the random pool chance of getting a personal teleporter. You're never going to. But it's gimmick is good because you can use it to personally teleport. Phantasmal Orbs is trash. It's just 3 temporary shield orbs on your equipment slot. Power Pauldron is a B tier item. It increases your energy regeneration, which is a lot better than increasing your max energy. Power Shield is it's an equipment item in C tier. It gives you Crystal Shell's effect without making you take double contact damage. It's objectively better than trash, and it's objectively better than Crystal Shell, which is the worst item in the entire game, in my opinion, because it's just a detriment. Actually, no, Power Shield's bad. I wouldn't put Power Shield on the same tier as Hand of Hephaestus. Laze Orb, not Laze Orb, Prismatic Orb. Prismatic Orb is what Laze Orb could be. Prismatic Orb is effectively the laser item here, but free of charge. It's way better. I rank it really highly. Regeneration Helm. It's random pool. It's Zervan random pool.
Objection!
Put it in the B tier. Call it a day. The repair thingy. This repairs your save point. You're only using your save point to Death Warp, right? It's a D tier thingy. Royal Orb is better than Shoot Orb. Matter of fact, where's the fucker? Here, we'll put him there now. Scattergun is trash. Why would you ever go for Scattergun? Are you stupid? Scrap Booster. Scrap Booster is extremely good damage. That's a fact. Oh, would you look at that? Scrap Vorb. Scrap's not usually an issue, but Scrap Vorb makes that less of an issue even more, assuming that it can catch you standing still. Search Burst is one of the best items in the entire game, hands down, for mapping, because it maps for you. You can discover things in other areas with it. And if you get something like, if you get like a fucking Wadjet Mikhail, it's very good to just pick this up and then go into his random pool. Shield Orb. Shield Orb's kinda here. It blocks shots for you on occasion. It's an orbital. You don't really think about it. Speed Boost Aura. Speed Boost Aura in a speedrun is very good. However, damage is more important. Celestial Charge is better for you. There are other things that are better for you, but it's still better than all of these equipment down here to have in more scenarios. Speed Shell, however, is a passive version of it because it just gives you more speed, stacks with speed, increases your fire rate, but lowers your health. Swell Bolt, well, ain't that just swell? It gets bigger over time. It's Lousy Bolt in reverse. The Thief. The Thief is in B tier only because you can get it guaranteed for a high price from Orpheal, and it can grant you benefits for stat. However, it's one of those things that grabs your shit before you have a chance to collect it in a lot of situations. Toxic Bolt is C tier. Its damage over time isn't enough to justify picking it out of anything else. This thing, would you look at that? Toxin Cloud, another C tier equipment item. Toxic Orb, Sludge, trash. It drops little drips behind you. Enemies are in front of you. Toxic Pauldron. Toxic Pauldron's kind of in a similar situation as Toxic Cloud and Toxic. Toxic isn't very good in this game. I lied. This weapon is a B tier energy weapon, and I rate it highly. It deals so much damage. It poisons, it deals high damage, it doesn't cost a lot of energy. Its only downside is it doesn't really activate anything, but that's fine, because by itself it's a heavy-hitting weapon. Tri-Orb. It's kind of in the same place as Homing Bolt. Homing Orb is just a little better. Triple Shot. Triple Shot is a must-have pickup. You get it from tier no matter what, every time, unless you literally don't have a blue scrap. I mean it. This is too good to pass up. Tier's Shrine is S tier. It's best tier. Tier's Shrine is the best shrine in the entire game, hands down. Tier's Horns is in Tier's random pool. You're not going to use it very much, but it's very useful when you get it from Tier's random pool. You don't use Tier's random pool often. Generally, you're going for Triple Shot plus Piercing, and if you have Electro Charge, you're going for Triple Shot. This and Little Tier is what you're going to go for as well. Damage is king, even in the speedrun, especially in the speedrun. Wadjet Mikhail is a B tier shrine. The items in A tier are better than Wadjet Mikhail's entire shrine. Wadjet Mikhail's shrine is only useful for Search Burst and Mega Speed and Speed Shell, which, you know, on first glance you'd think, oh, that's really good. But the fact of the matter is, you need scrap for other things. For Scrap Booster, if you have it, for Tier, for Little Tier, for Zervan, you need scrap, and having another shrine that takes scrap for upgrades that aren't directly letting you boss kill. They're more just like, oops, I ran into an enemy. And movement speed isn't that useful once you have dash anyway. As a matter of fact, I've had negative movement speed run that get close to world record. Wave Bomb. The C tier is just equipment tier, I swear to God. Web Bolt. It slows enemies. It's not very useful. Wrecking Shell is a tier shell. It lowers your movement speed, but it raises your health and damage. In a speed run, lowering your movement speed is normally bad, but raising that damage and health means that you're getting that consistency, and all world record speedruns in the future will have dash. That is a fact of the matter. Dash and Search Burst. Zervan, best tier. Zervan is right there with tier as one of the best in the game. Hands down, hands up, put your hands in the air. Like you just don't care. And then finally, Zervan's Tentacle. It's a C tier equipment item. What can I say? This is objectively a tier list. This is factually my opinion. This is what the current world record holder of Mega Map 100% thinks of every single item in the shrine pool. Also, Maximon snuck in. So, whoops. People are gonna disagree with me. That's okay. Well, actually, Crystal Shell's a lot better than this. A lot better than any of the items. No, it's not. It's worse than garbage. It's worse than garbage. That's a fact. That's it for the tier list. As some of you may know, I've been writing a song recently. I've been writing it out for a little bit, and it's kind of a meme, but I wanted to share a little bit of it with you guys because I thought it would be funny if I did. I'm going to share up to the first third. Enjoy this. I'm a little shy right now. No judgment, hopefully. God, I don't want to do this, but I've already backed myself into the corner because I knew I wouldn't want to. Ugh. Xavier, help me.
No. If you don't sing it, I'm gonna come in there and kick you in the balls.
Well, shit.
And I'm not joking. I'll actually whack you with this whammy bar in the balls.
What the fuck?
Sing.
Sing?
Yeah.
Alright. Always running, one room at a time, corners tight, and movement is so sublime, yeah? Crystal caves are factory, the challenge doesn't matter a bit to me, no. They're all counting the days go by, as run after run is doomed to die. Things are looking good as I sing this song, but I wouldn't be here if something didn't go wrong. My footsteps travel fast, every single freaking breath could be my last. I can't be slow sub 40 forever, so come on, let's do it, it's now or never. Only thing here that's stopping me, Lux on speed at Deadly Symphony. I know human limits will always vary, so I'm gonna push the limit to legendary. Up or down, which way does it go? The world's strange, so you never know. If I mess it up in my brain, If I mess it up and my speed turns slow, it all comes down to a good guess, yo. I passed it, thinking it's just a shrine. Little did I know the mistake was mine, so sit on down and listen well as I tell you the story of Speedrun Hell. It was the item at the bottom of the Pillar of Darkness, a 7-room stack of straight-up blackness. The choice to skip it was straight-up mindless, in a run of all or nothing with a game so heartless. I wasn't ready, but I kept on steady when everything I did was messed up already. The plan was so simple, now it's all spaghetti. The one single choice I'll never forget. Yeah, that's it. How is it?
Better than I thought, but I found it comical how you messed up on the messed it all up line.
Yeah.
And then you slowed down when you talked about slowing down. But you made it a lot cleaner than I thought you would.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, what do you think of the lines?
Yes.
I hope that everybody enjoys it. Nobody go back and highlight that and share it with everybody, because I would be really it'd be really embarrassing if you did, so don't clip it either. Don't put it on live stream fails. Don't do that.
Reverse psychology won't work on me, you slimy bastard.
No, your reverse psychology won't work on the viewers, you slimy bastard. Now they have to post to LSF.
They have to.